Okay, in this video we are going to talk about graph isomorphism. So consider these two graphs. Here we can see that if you look into these two graphs for the first time, these two graphs look somewhat different. But if we look these two graphs very closely, we can see that these two graphs have the same structure. So if you look into this graph, there are 5 vertices v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5, and similarly this graph do have 5 vertices, and in this graph we have 2 vertices of degree 3, v1 and v4. Similarly in this graph we have 2 vertices 1 and 2 of degree 3, and in this graph we have 3 vertices of degree 2, v2, v3 and v5. Similarly in this graph also we have 3 vertices of degree 2. Okay, so if you look into these two graphs more closely, you can see that they have the same structure. Okay, so that's the idea behind graph isomorphism. And isomorphism is a formal description that says two graphs are essentially the same. Okay, so in this video what we are going to do is we are going to talk more about isomorphism. So we will define isomorphism and we will work out one example. So here we begin by giving the definition of when two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so let me give the definition of graph isomorphism. So two simple graphs G equal to v1 v1 and h equal to v2 v2 are isomorphic if there is a bijunction, if there is a bijective map So let's call this bijective map F. So if you do not know what a bijunction is, okay, we will discuss bijunction very shortly. So if there is a bijective map, let's call that map F from the vertex set of G to the vertex set of H, which preserves adjacency and non-adjacency. So it means, suppose that we have two adjacent vertices u and v, and consider the edge. Okay, adjacent means they are connected by edge. So suppose that we have two adjacent vertices in G, then under this map f of u and f of v must be adjacent in H. Okay, so if you have an edge uv which is an element of E1, then under the map this edge f of u, f of v must belong to E2. Okay, that's what do you mean by this preserves adjacency. Okay, non-adjacency means if two vertices are not adjacent in G, then under the map, the mapped vertices are not adjacent, must not be adjacent in H. Okay, anyway, this equivalence implies that also. Okay, so this is the definition of graph isomorphism. Two simple graphs G and H are isomorphic if there is a bijective map F from the vertex set of v1 to the vertex set of v2, which preserves adjacency, okay, and non-adjacency. So we denote this by something like this. So there is a little notation. So when two graphs are, say, G and H are isomorphic, okay, that is represented by this symbol. So this means G is isomorphic to H. Okay, so it means G is isomorphic to H. Okay, so this is the definition of graph isomorphism. Okay, so let's show that these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, let me call this graph G and this graph H. And suppose that this graph is say V1, E1, and this is a V2, V2. So here the vertex set of G is V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5, and the vertex set of H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the edges are these arcs. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to show that these two graphs are isomorphic. So it means if two graphs are isomorphic, okay, you first define a map from the vertex set of G to the vertex set of H. Okay, then if you are able to show that this map is a bijunction and it preserves adjacency, then we can say that those two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so that's what we are going to do here. Okay, first of all, we have to define a map between the vertex. Okay, let's call that map F from the vertex set of G to the vertex set of H. Okay, I am going to represent the map as follows. So here the first row corresponds to the vertices of V1. So here we have 5 vertices: V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Okay, and the second row corresponds to the mapping of these different vertices. Okay. Okay, suppose that we have this mapping. Suppose that V1 is mapped to 1, V2 is mapped to 3, V3 is mapped to 4, V4 is mapped to 2, and V5 is mapped to 5. Okay, this is just a mapping from the vertex set of V1 to V2. So okay, it means we are sending V1 to this vertex. Okay, something like, okay, you are going sending, like, let's consider this one. Okay, it means we are sending V2 to V3. Okay, and V3 to V4, V4 to okay, V1 to 1. Okay, where V1 is a vertex of this graph, this one is a vertex of this graph, and we are sending V2 to 3. Okay, and V3 to 4, or maybe something like this. Okay, you are sending this vertex to this. Okay, that's the meaning of this representation. And V4 to V2. Okay, or maybe something like this. And V4 to 5 and so on. Okay, it's the meaning of this representation is something like we are sending V4 to 2, V3 to 4, V1 to 1, okay, and V5 to 5, etc. Okay, so this is the first part in the definition. So there is a map, and if you are able to show that okay, this map is a bijunction and it preserves adjacency, then okay, we can say that these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so now to prove that okay, this map is an isomorphic map. Okay, to prove F is an isomorphic map, we have to prove okay, that F is a bijunction and F preserves adjacency. Okay, so if F satisfies these two conditions, then by definition we can say that okay, G and H are isomorphic. Okay, so let's go and show that this particular mapping is a bijunction first, followed by F do preserves adjacency. Okay. So before showing that F is a bijective map, okay, let me give the definition of a bijunction. So a bijunction, okay, it's a map from a set A to set B that is one to one or injunctive and onto or surjective. So if a map is both one to one and onto, then that map is called a bijunction. So let me demonstrate this definition through these three examples. Okay, suppose that we have these three maps, and these three maps are from A to B. Okay, so let's consider the first map. Okay, the first map, okay, it is one to one, but it is not onto. Okay, and if you look into the third map, okay, this one is onto, but it is not one to one. Okay, this third map is not one to one, because here we can see that if you consider this particular element B, okay, element of C, okay, we can see that two distinct elements, okay, here 3 and 4, okay, two distinct element of A get mapped to this element C, and because of that reason, okay, this map, okay, it is not one to one. So this map is onto, because every element of B is covered by the mapping. So here we can see that no element of B is uncovered, and because of the reason this map is onto. And since two distinct elements of A are mapped to this element C, okay, this map is not one to one. So if you look into this first map, you can see that it is one to one. Okay, okay, not two distinct elements of this set is mapped to a particular element in this B. Okay, so because of reason this is one to one, but here we can see that, okay, this map is not onto. Okay, not every element of B is covered in the mapping. So we can see that this C is not covered. It is not covered by any of the elements in this set, and because of the reason it is not onto, but it is one to one. Okay, so let's look into, okay, this second map. So here we can see that, okay, every element of B is covered in this mapping. So because of the reason, okay, it is onto, and again we can see that, okay, no two distinct elements of A get mapped to a particular element in B, and because of that reason, okay, this map is one to one. And if a map is both one to one and onto, then such a mapping is called a bijunction. So this is a bijunction. So if a map is one to one and not onto, then such a map is called an injective mapping or injective function. Okay, injective mapping. So this mapping is an injective mapping because it is one to one, not onto. And similarly, okay, if a map is onto but not one to one, then such a mapping is called a surjective mapping. Okay, so this mapping is injective because it is one to one and not onto. This mapping is surjective because it is onto but not 1 to 1. Okay, since this mapping is both 1 to 1 and on to, okay, this mapping is a bijunction. Okay, so I think now you understood the definition of bijunction, and let's go and prove the first part. Okay, F is a bijunction. Okay, so here we have these graphs, we call this G and this H, and we have this mapping. Okay, so let's, okay, here we can see that, okay, here we have our vertex at B1 and here we have our vertex at B2. Okay, and suppose the vertices are, say, B1, small b1, B2, B3, B4 and B5, and here the vertex set contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's redraw our mapping. Okay, something like this, and here we have this mapping F from capital V1, vertex set of G to vertex set of H, right? And here V1 is mapped to 1, so V1 is mapped to 1, V2 is mapped to 3, okay, V2 is mapped to 2, V3 to 4, and V4 to 2, and V5 to 5. Okay, so if you look into this mapping, you can see that every element in this set is covered in this mapping, right? So this function is onto, and similarly we can see that no two elements of V1 is mapped to a particular element in V2. Okay, so this is onto, and because of this reason, okay, no two elements, no two distinct elements of this set is mapped to a particular element here. Okay, it is 1 to 1. Okay, it is 1 to 1. Okay, since, okay, this mapping is both onto and 1 to 1. Okay, this mapping is a bijunction. Okay, okay, so this mapping is a bijunction. Okay, so we are able to prove this first condition, and next, if we are able to prove this also, then we can say that, okay, these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, and let's go and prove that. Okay, again we have our earlier graph, we call this G and this H, and we have this mapping. Okay, V1 is mapped to 1, V2 to 3, etc., etc. And here we are trying to show that this mapping, it preserves, okay, it preserves adjacency. Okay, so that that means if you have two adjacent vertices U and V in G, okay, so suppose that this is V1 E1 and this is V2 E2. Okay, if and only if f of u and f of v are adjacent in H. Okay, so in order to show that f preserves adjacency, we have to go through each and every edge of G and need to show, okay, these holes. Okay, so let's consider each vertex at a time. So let's start with not vertex, edge at a time. So let's start with this one, V1 V2. So V1 V2 is an edge in G, right? Okay, so let's see whether this condition is satisfied. So let's look into f of V1 and f of V2. So f of V1 is 1, f of V2 is 3, and let's see whether 1 3 is an edge in this graph. Okay, 1 3 is an edge, right? Okay, so it is satisfied. That just this relation is satisfied for this edge v1 v2. Okay, so that says v1 and v2 are adjacent in G, and under this mapping f of v1 and f of v2 are adjacent in H. F of v1, f of v2 is 1 3. Okay, so 1 3 is an edge, so 1 and 3 are adjacent here, right? So here f of v1 is 1 and f of v2 is 3. So these two vertices are adjacent in H. Okay, and let's consider the second edge v2 v3. Okay, and let's see what is going to happen. Okay, f of v2, f of v3, and f of v2 is 3 and f of v3 is 4. Okay, and we can see that there is an edge here. Okay, and 3 and 4 are adjacent in H. Okay, so for this edge, this condition is satisfied, right? So let's consider this edge v3 v4 and see what is going to happen. Okay, let's consider f of v3 and f of v4. F of v3 is 4, f of v4 is 2. Okay, let's see whether 4 and 2 are adjacent in H. Okay, 4 and 2 are adjacent in H. Okay, so that's okay. So let's look into this edge v1 v4. Okay, and let's see whether the adjacency is preserved. Let's consider f of v1 and f of v4. F of v1 is 1, f of v4 is 2. Okay, let's see whether 1 and 2 are adjacent in H. Okay, we can see that 1 and 2 are adjacent. Okay, so again we can see that the adjacency is preserved. Okay, and let's consider this edge v1 v5. Okay, and let's look into f of v1 and f of v5. F of v1 is 1, f of v5 is 5, and let's see whether 1 and 5 are adjacent here. Okay, 1 and 5 are adjacent in H. Okay, so again adjacency is preserved. One more edge is remaining. Okay, so let's consider that v5 v4. Okay, so let's look into f of v5, f of v4. Okay, f of v5 is 5, f of v4 is 2. Okay, let's see whether 5 and 2 are adjacent in H or not. Okay, 5 and 2 are adjacent in. Okay, so we can see that under this mapping the adjacency is also preserved. Okay, so we are able to prove that this map is a bijunction and also it preserves adjacency. Okay, then that says that these two graphs, okay, these two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so G and H are isomorphic. Okay, so let's look into the definition once more. So two simple graphs G and H are isomorphic if there is a bijunction. Okay, only need to exhibit a bijunction. There may be more than one bijunction, only need to exhibit one. And if that bijunction satisfies or preserves adjacency, then we can say that those two graphs are isomorphic. Okay, so that's all for in this video, and in the next video we will look into 2 or 3 examples of both isomorphic and non-isomorphic graphs.